Our second international team to discuss is nicknamed A Seleção. They're known as the Samba Stars as well, and definitely the country that enjoys their football the most, that being Brazil. Yet another kit from the last World Cup, and you can see their primary color of yellow, which is very famed, with green trim and a little blue stripe on the top, all colors coming from the Brazilian flag. Brazil originally wore white kits with blue trim, but after a bad performance in a World Cup in the 50s, they used a newspaper competition to choose a new color set, which came from their flag in order to bring a little more patriotism. Their home stadium is known as the Maracanã. It's in Rio de Janeiro, and at 79,000 seats, each sprinkled with yellow and blue throughout around a pitch of green. It reflects their national colors yet again. The 5 stars across the top of their crest show you that they are the most successful nation in the world as far as World Cup victories, with their latest one coming in 2002 in South Korea. A Seleção really are synonymous with the World Cup, seeing as they are the only nation who has played at every single edition. They're one of the most dominant forces in all of South American football, having taken 9 Copa America titles, including the latest one in 2019. They've also had 4 FIFA Confederations Cup victories, which is a defunct competition which was played usually 1 year before a World Cup between the winners of each federation around the world, plus the host nation and the current World Cup holder. Tack on to all of that, 2 gold medals at the Olympics. Their style of play is nothing less than beautiful, with the term the beautiful game being applied to football by their finest player of all time, Pelé, who would routinely say that win or lose, you must play elegantly. There are 2 concepts that really go to the bedrock of the foundation of the way they play, the first being called Ginga. This meaning how you sway or move your body around in order to deceive or feint against your defending players and move them around the pitch, meaning that a lot of the way that Brazilian players play is very elegant, beautiful, and easy on the eye. The second being from the samba dance style that's popular in Brazil, where most of the upper body isn't moved or used in the dance, but the legs and the knees and the feet are going all the time. This all culminating in the fact that Brazilians are incredible dribblers for the most part, with their use of unorthodox parts of their legs and body to pass or shoot the ball, such as the outside or inside of the foot at any time on both legs, as well as the thighs, back, or even the butt. The name I want you to remember here is Garrincha, who as a winger for Brazil won 2 World Cups and is easily the finest dribbler of the ball of all time. Anything that you're going to see from dribbling from any modern player, as far as feints, back and forth, little chips to take the ball away from a defender, as well as quick movements, has come down from his lineage as a fine dribbler of the ball. So here's what I'm thinking for Brazil in this World Cup. Having won 5 of them, obviously their standards for World Cups are really high, with pretty much every tournament being win or bust. Since winning their last title in 2002, they've had substandard results, with the furthest they've gone being the semifinals in 2014, although they'd probably take the 3 quarterfinals exits they had otherwise over that one because of the way they went out of the tournament. That all being said, I think this is their best opportunity in 2 decades to take star number 6, seeing as they have a deep squad in key positions, and most of the players that are their stars are playing in European leagues where they have a lot of experience, with those European countries being the ones that have dominated the World Cup in the last 20 years. Brazil are one of my 3 favorites to win the World Cup this year, with my expectation being that one of the 3 members of PSG's immense attacking trident is going to return to the French capital in the new year with the World Cup. Brazil are strong all through their lineup, with goalkeepers such as Ederson and Alisson being 2 of the best in Europe, and Waverton being their backup, being one of the best in the Brazilian leagues currently. In the center of defense, I expect Thiago Silva is going to pair Marquinhos, with the former being wise beyond his years, making those years seem to not matter, as Marquinhos, at 28, is probably going to play another 10 years at a high level as well. One of their Achilles' heels traditionally has been physicality in the center of the park, but their defensive midfielders, with Casemiro and Fabinho both playing in the physical league in England, generally make that a non-issue now, on top of having the passing prowess that is essential for a team like Brazil. And finally, a Brazilian team that doesn't have an embarrassment of riches as far as forwards is no Brazilian team at all, meaning this is one of the strongest Brazilian teams of the century. Pretty much any of their top talent in the forward position is going to walk into any club around the planet, this being a happy nightmare of a problem of which 3 to choose for their manager, Tite. I'd love to say that Neymar and Vinicius Jr. are both going to play together a majority of the time, but that seems unlikely, seeing as both are most impactful coming in from the left. Seeing as Brazilians kind of can float around the front 3 very fluidly, that's a possibility. I think the third being Gabriel Jesus that will fit in there because he's a very good sacrificial forward who gives up a lot of the ball to other teammates so that they can score, creating a lot of space. And Brazilians in space, attacking and dribbling is a very dangerous thing. My final thought on Brazil is this needs to be their year. It's been far too long since they've won the World Cup, and I fully expect they'll make it at least to the final. They'll easily get out of the group, meaning that they'll probably have run-ins with Uruguay, Spain, Germany, potential matchups with the Netherlands, an old-time rival because of similarities in style of play, as well as a potential Super Clásico das Americas with their all-time rival, Argentina.